What's up, everybody? It's your boy Wes Grant. You're watching Urban Nerd. It's the channel where I give my nerd reviews on today's nerd news, but also give reviews on TV shows. And today's TV show I'm giving a review on is Supergirl, Season 4, Episode 1, called American Alien. And I'm just gonna tell you right now, Supergirl has been, honestly, as far as CW, the more brighter shows. Even though things happen or whatever, it's pretty much that whole deal with the S being the symbol for hope. And if you guys don't know what happened last season, there was this whole thing going down where there was there was like this killer that was their friend, that she had power, and they ended up having the Largon and Brainiac and other people from the future come down to the past, and they had to work together, and then they ended up taking out this person. But Supergirl did this whole thing, go back in time kind of deal, like, you know, the Superman. But instead of going back in reverse as far as, you know, going around the world, they did some sort of trippy thing. I can't even explain it because it's so weird. I'm not exactly sure. But she goes back and saves her friend and gets rid of the demon, whatever, Kryptonian demon or whatever that was possessing her. And then Brainiac ended up staying in the past because they found out when was the basis for the future tech. So he went to the future because apparently Brainiac's not smart enough or not creative enough to come up with new gadgets, but Wynn is, which I find that, like, I don't understand the logic of that. You know what I'm saying? Brainiac can take something and make it better, but Wynn creates things he can think on the fly. So I guess they're saying that he'd be more helpful because he can think on the fly and come up with more creative things out of nowhere, as opposed to Brainiac just being able to take technology that's there and just make it better. So, I don't know, but either way, Brainiac's in the past now with Kara and the whole, you know, the alien squad or whatever. And this episode comes off pretty positive because if you guys don't know, Jimmy Olsen let out that he's a Guardian, and yeah, he pulled a Tony Stark. Only problem is, I don't think he has the clout of Tony Stark, but he sort of does because he has Lena on his side, and he says he doesn't want to help, no help, because, you know, but the DA, they're gonna tear him apart. Like, he's a black man, he thinks he's gonna get a fair trial, but you've been a vigilante, bruh. Supergirl's Supergirl. They can't touch her, really. You're a regular guy, a black guy at that, and you're fighting crime, beating up people. You know how many people are gonna try and sue you? Let alone the whole fact that you're being a vigilante. And he's thinking, I can deal with this. Don't worry, I can deal with this. And then Lena gets that call like, nah, it ain't happening, it ain't good. So she does her moves, and, you know, she kind of takes care of that. Meanwhile, you got John Jones, whatever. He, after taking a mind meld with his dad, he becomes more peaceful, like biased. Like, not biased, but he doesn't want to get into the argument. He wants to be like Martin Luther King. He wants to stand up for people, but doesn't want to do it in a violent way. So therefore, like, something happens to, like, there's this meetup group for, I guess, aliens that feel discriminated against. So they're sitting down, and one of the guys, he's a scientist apparently. He has tusks that come out, but in his pointy ears. But that's pretty much it. And then another guy's alien, the Asian guy, he's like, thank God for this new tech that basically makes him change his face so he can look normal. It was because I was able to get a job. And he was like, yo, and the guy's like, you shouldn't have to hide that. He was like, it's easy for you to say, all you got is pointy ears and tusks. I look like a bug, a straight up bug. Nobody wants to hire, but like, I had a guy in an interview straight up tell me, get out of here, bug, before I spray you with some raid. I don't think he said that, but I'm just saying, that's pretty much the gist of what the guy was saying. It's hard for a bug to get a job nowadays. And so they're saying, you know, okay, John's like, oh, I understand. And the lady that's hosting this tells him, like, I'm gonna need you, I need you to, you know, stand up for us. And we're saying, he's like, yo, I appreciate your whole sentiment, but I can't take up arms. I can't do this neighborhood watch thing with you guys because I'm a peaceful guy. So she's like, all right, I understand, I respect that. But then all of a sudden, the doctor is at his job doing his thing. Then all of a sudden, a guy and a girl, which turned out to be brothers, like bad people, brothers, whatever, brother-sister crime duo, and they should have take this dude, cut off his tusks. Which I'm like, damn, like, they didn't even have to do that. Like, all they needed was, if that's all they needed was to scan it, and he was right in front of the door. Literally, they could have just put him in like that. I guess that's how he had his scan, but they do that. He cuts off one, cuts off the other, and puts it in there, which you only needed one to scan. And then they go in and they take this advice. Meanwhile, Supergirl comes in and they have some tech for her already, because they shoot her with and clamps her ankles together and then blasts her right outside and then sets off this gravity and drops her down to the ground. Brainiac runs off and goes and takes care of this, and it's and it's funny because he comes in. She was like, "Oh, you're free." She was like, "No, what are you talking about?" He was like, "Check your things." It unlocks, so we could see some usefulness of Brainiac. So she flies back up, and then they threw this, by then they've already got the device they need. They throw this little, like, bomb grenade thing. She blocks the alien guy, and protects him, and somehow they get away. Which, I'm like, how are you guys getting away? She has X-ray vision, and she's a super person. Literally, after the bomb's gone, if they're going down an elevator, she can straight up grab the cord, boom, it's something. But, you know what? CW, they have to have the bad guys get away. It's just a fact that it makes no sense how you get away when it's Superman. It ain't like the building's made of lead. She could literally follow you exactly where you're going down, and you're either going down the steps, elevator, and either way she could stop you. But that's another story. But anyways, John Jones comes up in the show. She was like, "What are you doing here?" And he was like, "Oh, it's nice to see you, Carl. I think this is a hate crime." And she's like, "Well, let's not jump to conclusions because they stole something, so looks like they just needed his thing again." He was like, "Yeah, but he cut off his tusk, and the tusk is everything to these people. I think it's a hate crime." And she's like, "Okay," which I'm sort of on her side at that point. I'm like, "Yo, I understand what you're saying. They didn't have to do that. Sure, there might have been a little like, okay, y'all don't need to do that, but they went for something." Lo and behold, it all turns out that it actually is a hate crime because these people are taking this so that they can do something to go against the president. The president having a meeting over at the White House for these aliens, and because there's this, they're going to sign off on this thing that makes it legal for aliens to work in the U.S. or somewhere around the world, something like that. But anyways, so the Kara and Brainiac work together. He finds this network. He gets her the location of the brother and sister crime duo. She goes in and she sees all these things, and those behold, Kara's surprised. Because you know what? In a world that we live in, where everyone gets along, no one cares about race or colors, all countries get along, she finds out that there's some people that aren't really fond of aliens. And I find that shocking. How there could be people that hate aliens, but yet all the people in the world love each other equally, and that there's no countries, there's no wars or anything. I'm being sarcastic, if you can tell. Like, I don't know. That's why the song that's playing in the beginning of this, like, the show, American Idiot, because that's what Kara is. She wants to hold on to this hope that everyone loves aliens. No, chick. Everyone don't like aliens. Aliens look weird. Like, people are afraid of things they don't know. People are afraid of black people. People are afraid of all kinds of things. People in general, like, there's crime already. Like, just because everyone loves you, Supergirl, you're saving people. You're flying around. You're pretty with blonde hair, blue eyes. Everyone loves that. Everyone, like, and that's what John tries to tell her. Everyone's trying to tell her, like, yo, the way people treat you is not the basis of how they treat everybody else, because you are a special case. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a special case in a way. If you think that the world's peaceful, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, there can't be hate crime. I don't know what you're talking about, John. I don't know what you're talking about. And then she kind of snaps on him. And John's like, okay. And then finally she comes like, you're right. You gotta help me fight these people. He's like, nah, bitch, hold on. I'm peaceful now. I don't do that type of thing. That was the old me. This is the new me. And the new me wishes you blessings. Be gone. Be gone, bitch. Be gone. It's like, so I'm like, yo, it's like this crazy. And she goes and they figure out what the plan was. They're gonna go and set the EMP off and disrupt this meeting, but that wasn't the real plan. Like, first of all, they were going to get there, and then they were shooting. And how they're able to get through the Secret Service so easily with Supergirl and I don't know. With just two people, it wasn't even like a squad. So they set off an EMP, and then Brainiac has this technology to bring back the energy from the EMP. They rush her out, which usually is like an underground bunker or something like that, but so they rush her out, and apparently they're shooting, and then she gets shot, and then they're running. The sister shoots the brother flies off the motorcycle. He's like, help me, Supergirl. She goes to say to him, he's like, haha, bitch, you stupid. My sister's getting away. Which I'm like, okay, but you're caught. But that wasn't their main goal. Their main goal was to expose the president, which is played by Wonder Woman herself. What's her name? I can't remember it off the top because this is all at the top of my head. But anyways, so it was all being recorded, and they've caught the world sees that the president is an alien, and that's gonna cause a whole bunch of chaos going forward in Supergirl, and that's what their major plan was, to cause disrupt between aliens, because they don't think we as humans should be living with aliens. So I think that's crazy that they succeeded in their plan in the end, sort of like that Zemo kind of thing with the Civil War, how he got caught, but in the end he accomplished what he wanted to do. He caused civil war between Iron Man and Captain America. But this is a whole nother thing, which, like I said, in the first place shouldn't have worked. She should have been able to capture them easily, but hey, the story has to go on. But I don't know what's going on. And then meanwhile, you got Alex, who's having issues with Brainiac because the president is showing up, and Brainiac gave her like a warning of like a couple seconds right before she showed up, and she realized that maybe because she's missing Win, that Brainiac is like, she's taking it out on Brainiac, so they kind of bond. You know how it is with these Supergirl shows. Everyone has to realize and everything, like, oh, I'm sorry, this, I was wrong. Let's hug, be cool. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what happens next with this whole racism thing that they're gonna be going after. And I think it's a touchy subject, but if they do it right, this could really work. And I think they have the means to make it work with these aliens and whatever, because, like, you know, you can't hide that, you know what I'm saying? Like, though they can sort of hide it, but it's like they're showing that there's like a whole underground, like there's people around the world in these networks and this on the dark web that are talking or chatting about these things. Like, there's mothers with kids in the background, and they're setting up bombs to set over these locations. And in fact, one of the meetings was attacked, and that's why Kara was like, "Yo, we need to work together." And that's when he was like, "No, I can't. I'm peaceful now." But like I said, I'm looking forward to this first episode of this season. I'm definitely going to try and keep up. There's a lot of shows. Hopefully I can keep up with these episodes for each thing, because right now I'm doing like 4 shows tonight, and I'm uploading it. Still trying to do my daily show, which I didn't do on Monday. I'm trying to get one out from tonight, but it's going to be uploaded probably by Wednesday morning, and then do one Wednesday night, and then like have that done Wednesday. Like I said, it's a lot on the plate, but I'm trying to do this all for you guys. So remember, if you guys like this review, because I know it's a little disorganized, but like I said, there's a lot of shows that I'm trying to watch in one night, trying to get to you guys. So this is all off the top of my head, nothing scripted, nothing done. This is just me telling you my honest opinion about what's going on, and you listening. So remember to like this video, put on those notifications if you like, you know, what I'm doing, and remember to subscribe. Check out my last TV show review, or last show review. Check out my playlist of the show reviews. And remember, I'm Wes Grant. You've been watching Suburban Nerd, and you've just been notified. Catch you guys on the next TV review.